Oh, good lord. Jesus, look at all these dead bodies. And look at what they're doing to them. They're turning that terribly dilapidated corpse into a delicious meal. Maybe that's where they're getting their cotton and other things from. Their leather. They must be getting it from the cannibal or something. I think he just got one cotton from that tilapia body there. We've got a lot of dead bodies in our arenas, and we have a lot of resources to organize in this episode. So welcome back to Songs of Six. I am the Fiend, and in this episode I'm going to be spending all of my time trying to organize, building new warehouses, probably going to have to build a bunch more warehouses throughout the city, and also kind of expand our food services and try to get some Argonash, basically. There's nothing else for our goal right now other than to get Argonash and to get all of this loot sorted. We have hundreds of thousands of cotton and grain, and if you're wondering how did you get that, well, our boy Elias here declared war on us, and because he declared war on us and didn't have the strength to actually attack us, he sued for peace and gave us a ton of money and a ton of resources. So here we are, finally, at $4.92 million and 1,800 technology. We are a big bug empire. We only have 2,000 people, so we have relatively small population but massive power output, and we have a huge region. All of this belongs to us. Everything that our eyes see belongs to the bug. And so, for now, all I have to do is sort and organize all of our loot and also put a couple more cannibals throughout the city because we have a lot of dead bodies just kind of laying around. If I was to check over here, I bet you there's some in this region too. Yeah, there's some dead bodies hanging out here, all rotted to death from the executions, all of the wars we've been at. Oh man, it's awful. God awful. But I'm going to get to it, and I will see you guys in a moment. Finally. I've got a lot of the loot stored, kind of organized away, but I've continuously gained more and more. And as you can see, our capital is still full of cotton, stone, coal, vegetables, etc., etc. And eventually they'll put that away. But for right now, I've decided I've played for long enough and I cannot store anymore. Oh, we've got an invading army coming in. So our enemies, Elias, have been at war with us for a while now. They really do not like us. And so what I've been doing is sending armies to beat them up and get them to actually relinquish resources to me. And they've sent basically everything they have at one point or another to us. So here we are, again, going to fight them. And again, they're going to retreat. And we're going to do the same old little dance that we do, where I just quickly attack them, push them back, and they'll keep retreating like this forever until they feel like they could beat us. Sometimes they get a little brave. I'm just gonna keep doing that. And this is how I've been kind of playing the game recently. It's just kind of, I don't really want to play the battles, especially knowing that I have a high chance of losing. So I just auto engage and I win instantly. And I could cap their capital here, but I choose not to, simply because our boy has a lot of resources, and when he sues for peace, he's actually willing to send a lot of those resources to us. If I look here, his goods, and he'll send things like food and other resources like furniture in droves to our capital like this, so that we don't have to ever create anything in our city. So our only focus currently is trying to get Argonash. Storing all of this stuff will come eventually. You know, we have plenty of time to do that. But I'm trying to get some Argonash. I have 25 days of food stored up, and I also have 50% food rations. So I believe that if I change out a lot of these food stalls to actual restaurants, they will get a little bit more food access there. You can see they're creating meals. So there's 25 guys working here, all these different places, and they're making meals, and then the meals will sit in this place, and people can come and grab a meal and quickly move on from there. So hopefully that will get our access up to 80% so that we can get some Argonash. I think with that, the food will go just as quickly. You can see we've got more cannibals going on here. We've got a guy quickly cutting up some Mevian, turning them into Mevian burgers, and our boys are grabbing that meat and bringing it out. And all those prisoners we just got are going to come in. Speaking of which, I think it's about time I make another couple dungeons here. I think maybe 2 dungeons. I'll put like a dungeon right there and a dungeon right there. And that's kind of how I've been doing it with certain buildings, like this one and this one I just copied, and the restaurants I just copied. I built a nice weaver and tailor so that we could start using up all of our cotton. I have this huge warehouse here storing tons and tons of cotton as well as other resources. And then I have these 3 giant larva-shaped warehouses that store hundreds of thousands of resources a piece. This one's got tons of bread and vegetables. This one has a wide variety of things, and this one is kind of in between. If I get to a point where this hits that, I'll just go and add a little more space, usually 10 crates. You can see I have 355 total. So these guys will then go and start collecting that. It's very far away from them, but when I get the actual imports, these little caravans, they'll send it straight to the warehouse there. So that saves me a little bit of time by having a storage set up. As for that, our city is doing phenomenal. There's nothing to complain about because we literally have everything we could ever possibly want. I get rid of all of my flanks and warhammers, and I have our army relatively well equipped. I should probably give them all shields, but I don't really think that the shields are valuable. So I leave them with just their sword and their armor. I could give them more. I definitely actually could give them more armor. But although I'm not quite convinced that will do much for them, I do know that it protects them overall, and I believe that you'd need 8 weapons total to actually get, like, you need 8 and 8 like that. So I'm going to actually set these 2 regiments to full, and I'll see what they do in a battle. If I get into a battle with the rebel army, I want to see how they perform. But it looks like the more that I just gave them, it actually lowered their offensive skill. Yeah, it did. So the more armor they're wearing, the less offensive skill they have, the slower they are. But obviously they have much more pierce damage, or pierce armor, and slash armor. You can see it right there, and a lot more hit points. So hopefully the difference will be there, and it won't cause them to get destroyed. I honestly doubt it. I honestly doubt it. But so far, nobody has come to attack us. We have a 5% chance of being raided. Elias, he'll keep sending his little army here and there, but I'll just purchase a new mercenary army, and I typically come out with a lot more money. And on to selling things. Because Elias is no longer my trade partner, this guy was my trade partner, and he declared that I was too difficult to trade with, so I had to just constantly trade with him this way. You can see a lot of the prices for things are pretty low, although this guy's prices have gone up a little bit more than his on certain products. So Paradis is willing to buy gems for a much higher price, so I'll sell him gems. I'll sell him things that I don't care about, where This guy, yeah, you can see he's not going to purchase any of this armor or weaponry for anything. It's really, really cheap to him. Like, he's not going to spend money on that. He's willing to buy falcatas for really high, but for some reason, $45 for armor. So these are things to kind of pay attention to when you're selling things in the world. Prices can really vary. They hit huge variables. Onto the topic of Elias, though, he gave us his entire... Yeah, see? He has now turned the tables and he's demanding that we give him some ore. That's not going to happen. I don't know why he's decided that he wants us to give him things when we've already gotten to that point. If he sends me one more peace treaty like that, I think it'll be time to put Elias in the grave. But he gave us these towns. We have Stinkbug Village, Roach Haven, Beetle Town, Mantis Caves, Ant City, and Millipedeville. All of these towns are currently on their way to growing so that we can get more meat and fish in our population or into our city. And eventually we can get rid of all of our pastures, all of our breeders, I should say. I did get rid of this one here so that I had some space for a restaurant. And I put just the restaurants all throughout the city, trying to keep up with the food problem. Well, not really a problem, but mostly just trying to get our food up there. I want everyone in the city to have access to 4 rations per day. And I think the problem is that they only seem to be able to access 2 rations per day. So they're at 50%. I'm assuming that's half of 4. If that's how math actually works. So that's what it seems like. They can only get access to 2 a day, and they haven't been getting access to any more. I have to do a lot of decoration in this city as well. I'm sorry for the unorganized look of it, but it kind of fits the bugs. They've been expanding and they did not expect to be so successful so quickly, and it's taking them a lot of time, and I only have 39 available workers because a lot of them got allocated to the warehouses. A bunch of them are still training. You can see these guys are still training. They're at 95% melee training, and the same with these guys. I'm actually going to set them down to 90 so that they stop training. They'll train for the rest of time. I've never seen a unit get up to 100. I think you need to have your actual garrison barracks here upgraded. And speaking of which, I can do that now. I can upgrade them all because we have tons of machine parts. Oh, we don't have enough iron. Go figures, right? So we're gonna have to start making our own iron, and I think that's for next episode. I have a lot of things that I need to get situated in the city proper, like making iron, but we've got our ore and we've got our coal ready to go. We've got mines over here ready to pump it out. So hopefully in the next episode we can see that come to fruition. And I know what you're saying. You're probably saying this is a short one. Yes, I did actually record for quite a bit. I had an issue and then I had to fix that issue, so I'm very tired. I just wanted to update you guys and show you. Is that a spider? What is that? Bug? That does not look like a branch. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys how far I had made it in the city and kind of keep you guys updated. I'm trying to do these daily uploads. The only thing holding me back from daily uploads is myself and my own stupidity, so hopefully I don't get in my own way. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Say goodbye to Kurtak. Shaldante. Oh yeah, before I go, I forgot the last thing too. We had named Timmy Tum, our first member. He is a... Oh, I thought he was working. He is a nobility of Master of Mines. For some reason, he's checking a breeder though. He's the first member of our channel, so say thank you to Timmy Tum for joining our members. And if you guys want to become a nobility, just be sure to ask in the comments and I'll add you as a noble. If you are a member, you automatically get tossed in as a nobility. And if I run out of slots for nobility, you can just become a plebeian. How's that sound? I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.